Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Bacha Kodash. The abundance unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace and love unto you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also peace and blessings unto the men, women, and children that believe of the hopeful elect. And the name of this lesson is going to be The Kingdom Will Be Restored to Israel. And I got that quote from the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6. And Lord willing, I will read their precept in this lesson. And in this lesson, I just want to show and prove that the kingdom of heaven will be restored unto the Israelites, that the blessings of the kingdom is only for the children of Israel, and they will have the dominion. Now granted, according to the prophecies of the scriptures, the heathen nations will be there. But for the first 1,000 years, they will have to serve out captivity. But after that, they will be allowed to enjoy the kingdom once they get done serving their captivity. All right? This is what the Bible teaches. But as concerning the promises and the glory of the kingdom, that's only for the Israelites, man. Now, what are some of those promises? Having everlasting life, having servants and handmaids, having the new covenant written in the inward parts, and many other blessings, all right? That's only to the children of Israel. But the Christian church would try to make it seem like the blessings for the Israelites are for everybody. And that's not so, okay? So I just wanted to get a few scriptures on this topic, and Lord willing, this be comforting and edifying. This is the book of Acts, the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 32. And it reads, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." The little flock that it's talking about is the remnant of the children of Israel, because the remnant of the Israelites will be saved and have the first dominion in the kingdom of heaven. And through the remnant of the children of Israel, all of Israel will come back through their loins, man, through the course of sex, all right? They will be born into the kingdom, a righteous seed, and have the new covenant and have everlasting life, all right? But it is our Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom, all right? This is the book of Micah, chapter 4, and verse 8. All right, just to confirm what I just said and what I just read. This is Micah 4 and 8. It says, "And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion." That's the elect. Because without the elect, we would have been as Sodom and as Gomorrah, as it says in the book of Isaiah chapter 1. It says, "Unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem." That's who the kingdom coming to. That's who it is for. Now the Christian church will tell you otherwise. But we're going to go by the scriptures, man. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. And the elect will have the first dominion, the first reign with Yahweh Shai, man. And we will be kings and priests. Lord willing, we be of that number. Okay? This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. And it reads, "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed." Now, who are these kings Daniel talking about? In particular, he's talking about NATO and the EU. But it goes into all the heathen nations, all right, mainly that statue that he had a dream of, But mainly it goes into Esau, Edom, because he has the dominion right now. He has control of the earth. He's the top king on the planet Earth right now. But the Most High is setting up a kingdom in the days of these kings. And this is talking about the Israelites, man. The awakening of the Israelites, okay, because the people make up the kingdom of heaven, man. It starts with us. It starts with this knowledge, man. We make up the kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. So guess what? You scoffers and scorners of you heathen nations, what we're doing out on the highways and the byways will never be destroyed. From the time way back when brothers were going out on the highways and the byways, even until this very time, you will not destroy us, man, and stop us. All right? The elders of old, you will never destroy us, man, stop us ever again. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, meaning the heathen nations, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So our kingdom will have dominion and reign over all the heathen of the earth. They will have no kingdom again, all right, as in having dominion. That will never happen ever again once Yahushua returns. They will have to live under our rules, under our laws, which is for their betterment, and do what we say to do. They will be tributaries unto us for eternity. Now, the heathen won't live for eternity, but they're going to have kids, and their kids are going to have kids, and so on and so forth, and they will be our slaves. Thus said the Bible. Now, I end off in the book of Acts chapter 1 and the 6th verse, okay? Plain and simple. This is Acts chapter 1 verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Now, if the kingdom of heaven was for all nations, why would the disciples and the apostles say this? If the Lord truly came and died for all people, to give all people everlasting life and so on and so forth, why would the apostles say this? Why would they ask will the kingdom be restored to Israel? Now, if the kingdom had to be restored to Israel, that means that Israel once had the kingdom, had the dominion. When was that? That was during the time of King David, King Saul. When we had complete control, man. When we had sovereignty. All right, King David had the nations in captivity, man. He was destroying the heathens. To the point to where King Solomon didn't have no enemies when he sat on the throne, man. He had peace. That's how much King David put fear in people, man. He had them heathens afraid. Nobody touched Solomon, man. He had peace 40 years. Israel was chilling for 40 years, man. Nobody messed with us. But see, that peace is going to be for eternity once Yahushua come back. And nobody will ever again touch Israel. We will never suffer again, never cry, have pain, have sorrow, have bitterness, have loss, have mishaps, have low points, sin again. None of that will ever happen again, brothers and sisters. Once we are truly restored, and that restoration is happening right now, but once Yahushua returns and glorify us brothers and sisters, man, it's going to be amazing. And this is what brothers are fighting for, sisters are fighting for. It's for returning Yahushua so that the kingdom can be restored and we finally can have sovereignty and live and thrive as a people. So Lord willing, this is down edifying and comforting. I'll praise Yahushua. Shalom.